this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. And I will continue to say, we will be all right. Now, today, I want to just take a look at President Biden and what he had to say about Kamala losing the election. This comes from Salon Magazine, The Best of America's Story. Biden responds to Harris election loss. Now, before I get into this article, I'm just going to say right off the bat, I don't believe for 1 minute that Joe Biden is sorry that Kamala Harris lost that election, because it wasn't done right in the eyes of many people. And the reality is the Democrats could have lost the election with Joe. He could have lost the election. So as someone put it, and put it well, if you make a move like they made a move on Joe, you damn sure need to win. Now, y'all know I supported Kamala. I supported her, and I was hopeful that she would win over Donald Trump. But the reality is, and I've stated it at the very beginning when they replaced him with her, Kamala should not have even been in the portal. She shouldn't have been in the lineup at all. Joe Biden was elected president when he was in his mid to late 70s. So you already know there that you have a candidate that's kind of old for the job. So when you put a vice president with that president, it should be somebody that the American people would see as a viable replacement should the president have to leave office for some reason. So for them to go and put Kamala there, to me that was a problem back in 2020. I thought they had made an agreement with Joe Biden that he was going to be a one-term president. But once he got into office and that power went to his head, he wanted to run again. But the agreement, as I understood it, was that he would be a one-term president. So with Kamala there as the vice president, then she was going to be able to run in 2024, as she did. But if Joe Biden had stayed in office and won a second term, we would have had to deal with her in 2028. Even if he had lost a second term, we were going to have to deal with her in 2028. So we were going to have to deal with Kamala at some point. So now Kamala has given it her best shot, shown what she could do, and now we're looking at the outcome. People keep trying to make America be something that America is not. America is a patriarchal society, meaning that Americans, by and large, believe in the rule of men. A patriarchy is a male-dominated society. America is a male-dominated society, regardless of what black people think. Okay, now let's go back again to 1870. Black men were given the right to vote before white women. Now, white women were going on along, doing fine like things were, until black men got the right to vote. When black men got the right to vote, then they got on their heads. They were on their heads. They had the women's suffrage movement. Oh, they just had all kinds of demonstrations about women voting after black men got the right to vote. So anytime black people make a move, then white women get on their head to make a move. What am I talking about? In 2008, President Obama was elected president of the United States. Now, who wanted to come up next? Hillary Clinton. She just had to be the first woman. Now, a white woman got to be the elected president. Well, we saw how that turned out. Donald Trump beat her. Now they come back around with Kamala. And I just said this yesterday. White women didn't vote for Hillary in numbers that would elect her president. And then they're going to throw a non-white woman at white women and expect white women to vote for her and make her president. They kept talking about the gender gap. The gender gap. She's going to win because of the gender gap. Well, there was no gender gap. There was no gender gap. So they keep trying to make America something that America is not. So there are outliers in America, but America is a heterosexual, patriarchal society. And people need to get that. And really Christian. Let me back up. America is a Christian dominated, patriarchal, heterosexual society. Now, I don't care how many homosexuals there are in America, the face of it is heterosexual. President Obama went down that road, lighting the White House up with a pride flag. And we haven't seen that since he left, have we? Because that's not what Americans go for. Okay, y'all, so I got way off track. But we still have to get this, because this is what this country is. I went along with the group and I listened to them and I let them tell me, and I said, okay, well, maybe she will win. But in the back of my mind, I have always known this is a patriarchal society. They elected a black man, biracial black man, y'all say, but he's black. Well, they still operate on the one-drop rule. So as far as they're concerned, he was black. And they elected him. And he was elected twice. And it wasn't even close. And neither one of these women have gotten out of the gate dealing with Donald Trump. Donald Trump can beat a woman in a presidential election. How many more women are they going to throw at Donald Trump? This is a metaphor because I know that Donald Trump can't run again by the rules that we're operating on now. But it's also a realistic observation. Donald Trump may not be the next right-winger, but it'll be somebody just like him. They can throw as many women as they want to throw at these men for at least the next 25 years. And I seriously doubt if a woman will win. Okay? Power concedes nothing without a fight. In America, they want the power to be in the hands of men. That professional football player made women mad a few months ago when he was saying something about women didn't need to go to college. J.D. Vance is basically saying women need to be having babies, even though he's married to a professional woman. But he has been radicalized. And if he had it to do over again, he probably wouldn't even marry the woman that he married. Because now it's about white women having babies. This is what this is about. So they don't want you to be a president. They don't want that to be the model for white women. They want white women to be bearing white children. But now they're going to get some backlash from that, from white women. So they're going to have to pass some laws and start putting them in jail and everything, because I don't think they're going to do it. I don't think it's going to work, but we'll just have to wait and see. But this is not a good strategy. But nevertheless, this is how America has been operating since it's been a country, an empire. Okay? Now, I will get to what Joe Biden said. President Joe Biden praised the campaign of Vice President Kamala Harris after Harris conceded the presidential election to Donald Trump on Wednesday. Biden called Harris a tremendous partner and public servant full of integrity, courage, and character following Harris's public concession speech at Howard University in Washington, D.C. The incumbent president dropped out of the race mere months before Election Day due to mounting pressure around his age and fitness, paving the way for Harris to take a space at the top of the Democratic Party's ticket. On Wednesday, he noted that Harris inherited extraordinary circumstances and lauded the clear vision of her historic campaign. As I've said before, selecting Kamala was the very first decision I made when I became the nominee for president in 2020. It was the best decision I made, Biden shared on X. Her story represents the best of America's story. And as she made clear today, I have no doubt that she'll continue writing that story. Biden's statement hit similar notes to Harris's concession speech, in which she urged Democrats to keep fighting and avoid giving in to despair. She will continue to fight with purpose, determination, and joy. She will continue to be a champion for all Americans, Biden said. Above all, She will continue to be a leader our children will look up to for generations to come as she puts her stamp on America's future. Okay, so he said all of the appropriate things. What he didn't say was, and I'm glad she lost. Joe Biden was able to win the election in 2020 because he's a white man and his values align with the people that they were trying to appeal to, the people in those blue wall states, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Minnesota, Wisconsin. His values align with those people's values, and they did not like the way that he was pushed aside. And I'm going to stand by that. So there were several reasons why Kamala didn't win the election, and I'm sure we will go over many of them in the days to come. But anyway, thank you for supporting my channel. Thank you for listening. Leave a comment, give me a thumbs up, and have a good day.